Section 1.2, addition and subtraction with whole numbers. Okay, we're going to add whole numbers. We're going to recognize and use properties of addition, calculate to the perimeter of geometric figures. We might get to that one, and then we're going to subtract whole numbers. Okay, adding whole numbers. Okay, write the numbers vertically. That means, okay, up and down, so that the place values are lined up in columns. Add only the digits with the same place value. What does that mean? Okay, well, here we are. We've got 623 plus 172. Notice here, okay, and then they're giving us some definitions here. And what we're going to do is we're going to add the ones first. That's come. I got this highlighted, and then I'm just going to kind of continue on with it from there. Okay, so notice this is the ones column, then we have our tens column, and then we have our hundreds column, and you would continue on and on and on. Okay, so we're going to add the ones first. So notice 3 plus 2, that is going to be 5. Okay, and then 2 plus 7, okay, that's going to be 8, and then 9, so you get a 9 there, and then we add the last column, and that's going to be a 7. And so when you add these up, you get 795. Okay, carrying when adding whole numbers. Okay, if the sum of the digits in one column is more than 9, okay, let's remember this right here, more than 9. Write the ones digit of the sum in that column and carry the tens digit of that sum as the number to be added to the next column to the left. Okay, let's do an example because that always works out a lot better whenever you see it. So I've got everything lined up here again. Okay, notice I've got the ones lined up. Okay, lined up in green here. Okay, so let's continue on and see what I'm talking about here. So we got 475 plus 59. Well, 9 plus 5 is going to give me 14. So what it says in the ones, so I've got a 14 here. Okay, notice this is the ones, and this right here is the tens place. Okay, so what it's saying is put the ones place down. You got a 4 here. Then you're going to take this 1 and put it on top of the next column. Okay, so notice now we've got 7 and 5, and then also now we have 1. Okay, so this 7 and 5, that's going to give us 12, okay, because 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Then we add on this 1, that's going to give us 13. Well, notice 13 also has a ones, and it also has a tens, okay? So we'll put that 3 down right here, and then once again, take this 1 and add it to the top. And here we just have a 4. Notice there's nothing here, okay? But we can go ahead and add this 1, so that's going to give us 534, which is exactly how this would work. So let's do a simple application so you kind of see how this would work in the real world. Okay, Stan bought a flat screen TV for $859, a stereo for $697, and a computer with a printer for $1,285. What total amount did he spend? Okay, well, what I did here was I lined up all the numbers. Okay, as you can see, ones are lined up, tens are lined up, hundreds are lined up, and then thousands. You can put these in any order you want. It doesn't matter. Just make sure that they're lined up. Okay, you could have put the 1,000 on top. Doesn't matter. Okay, you'll understand there is a definition for why we can do that with addition later on. Okay, but for right now, we're not going to worry about that. Okay, let's continue on and kind of look at this. Okay, we're going to start adding up these numbers. So notice we've got 9 and 5. That's going to give us 14. Okay, and then 14 plus 7 is going to give us a 21. So notice I'm going to put the 1 right here. Okay, but then I'm going to take that 2, this part of that 21, and put it on top. Now, how I do a lot of my math is I like to get everything to tens. So notice how this 2 and this 8, that'll create a 10, right? Okay, so continuing on, I got 2 plus 8 is 10. Plus 9 is 19, okay? And then that's going to be a plus 5, so that's going to give me a 24. Let's continue on. 2 plus 8 is 10, okay? And then I'm going to add 6, that's going to give me 16, and then 17, 18. Once again, I'll take this 1, this part of that 18, and put it up above right here. And 1 plus 1 is going to be 2. And remember, you don't have to put the comma. I usually do. I'll put my dollar sign here, 2,841. So what is the total amount that he spent? It was $2,841. Okay, bought a lot of stuff, spent a lot of money. Okay, the commutative property of addition. That's what I was just talking about. The order of the numbers in addition can be reversed without changing the sum. For example, 3 plus 4 equals 17, or 14 plus 3 equals 17. That's what it means by commutative. Okay? I don't want you to get hung up on these definitions right now. Those are just going to come. You're going to learn them. Don't let this be the thing that slows you down. Just kind of with addition, doesn't matter what order, okay, at all. Let's continue on. Now we've got the associative property of addition. This just means grouping, okay? The grouping of the numbers in addition can be changed without changing the sum. Notice I've got 8 plus 12 here grouped together, then plus 7 equals 20, plus 7 equals 27. Well, notice over here I've got 8 plus, well, I've got the 12 plus 7 grouped. Well, when I do that, I get 8 plus 19. I still get the 27. Like I said, don't get hung up on these, okay? They're going to click in, okay? And even I sometimes just tend to forget them every once in a while. But it is a good property to understand about addition. Okay? And then the sum of a number and 0 is that same number. For example, 8 plus 0 is 8, 0 plus 19 is 19. The number 0 is called the additive identity. It's basically, hey, if I add 0 to anything, does it change it? No, it stays the same. It is the identity of that number. So hopefully that kind of helps out a little bit. Okay. Example, recognize the properties of addition. Okay, I just kind of kept this as is. Notice each of the properties in addition are illustrated. 4 plus 3 is the same thing as 3 plus 14. That's commutative. Okay, and you can see it. They check it here. Works out. Okay, 2 plus the grouping of 5 plus 9 is equal to 5 plus 2, the grouping there, plus 9. And you check it, and you get 2 plus 14 equals 7 plus 9 equals 16. It all works out. That's associative. Sometimes I'll think of it, I look at associative and just kind of remember, like, these guys are associating together, they're friends, but this guy's still a friend, so it doesn't really matter, because sometimes you're not always with one friend, so I don't know. And then 86 plus 0 is still 86. Well, he kept his identity. Nothing changed him, so the 0 didn't change anything. Let's continue on. Calculate the perimeter of the polygon. Note, a 5-sided polygon is called a pentagon. Okay, well, perimeter just means, okay, let's put it here. Okay, distance around. Okay, that'd be like walking around your pool. What is the perimeter? How long did it take you to walk around the pool? And what we do is you just got to add up everything. You usually take all of these values and add them all up. Going to the next slide, we can see that I already have them all lined up here. And then you don't have to put the values. It is good to go ahead and put the units down sometimes, just so you don't forget to put them, because when dealing with word problems, it's always a good idea to know that you're dealing with a unit of measurement. So what we're going to do is we're just going to come here, we're just going to add all these up. Okay, so notice I've got 5 and 5 makes 10, plus 3 is 13. The zeros don't do anything. So I've got 13 here. And then what do I got left? I got 3, 5. 3 plus 2 is 5, plus 2 is 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I got this right here. So the perimeter of the rectangle is 103 centimeters. All right, let's continue on. And we will start with subtraction now. Subtraction is the operation of taking one amount or number away from a number. This is the opposite of adding two amounts. Okay, the difference is the result of subtracting one number, called the subtrahend, from another number, called the minuend. Okay, let's look at some of these. Okay, we've got 10 minus 7, and then we can check it, okay? Well, 10 minus 7, that's going to equal 3, okay? Well, 10 minus, and then 9 minus 9, that's going to equal 0. And then 8 minus 3, that's going to equal 5. Well, down here, let's check these. Notice we said this is 3. Well, to get back to this 10, notice if I do 3 plus 7, that gives me the 10. Notice here, if I do 0 plus 9, that gets me back to 9. And here, if I do 5 plus 3, that gives me the 8. Okay? Because remember, now you could always line these up as well, but that's how subtractions work. Instead of going up, we're going to be going down. So you go toward the negative direction. Okay? So subtracting whole numbers. Write the numbers vertically, just like what we did with addition. Okay? And place the values lined up in columns. Subtract only digits with the same place value. Check by adding the difference to the subtrahend. The sum must be the minuend. Okay, come in here and let's look. We've got 96 minus 42. Here we are, we got it wrote down, we got the ones lined up, and we got everything lined up. So notice 6 minus 2, that's going to give us a 4. And then 9 minus 4 is going to give us a 5. And what they're saying is take this difference here and add it back. I should be able to get back to that 96. So if I come over here and do 54 plus 42, okay, well 4 plus 2 is going to be 6. 5 plus 4 is going to be 96, and therefore we get back to our original number. I'm not going to get too deep into the subtrahend and minuend, okay? I don't want to get too deep in the definitions of things because I don't want you to get lost, okay? Let's continue. Let's do one more, okay? Notice here that on this one we're going to subtract 742 minus 259. Okay, step 1. Since 9 is larger right here, okay, then 2, borrow 110 from the tens place and add it to the ones place. What's going to happen is this. We're going to turn this guy into a 10. Because notice 2 is smaller than this 9. So I'm going to turn this guy right here into a 12. Well, once I do that, I want you to notice something. I can come in here and notice I borrowed a 10. But still, once I do that, I've still got a 4 here and then I've got a 5. So I'm going to turn this guy into a 13. Okay, not a 14, but a 13. Okay, because this is the tens place still, because I'm still borrowing. And then I've got to come in here because I'm still kind of borrowing. Notice I kind of turned him into something different. I'm going to come around here and turn him into a 6. Okay, I get it. This can get a little confusing sometimes. I see a lot of people mess up on it. It's just going to be those things. Just through practice, you're going to get better at it. So 12 minus 9 is going to give us a 3. Okay, 13 minus 5. Well, to get to the 10, that's a 3. And then you can go 2 more, and that's going to be an 8. Okay, and then 6 minus 2, that's going to give us 483. Now we can check this by adding this number back to that one, and we should get back to this guy right there. So we got 259, 483. Let's double check. I got 9 plus 3 is 12. Okay, and then notice I got 8 plus 5. Well, that's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, just like what we got here. 14, okay. And then add on the 1, you got 4, 5, 6, 7. I got 742. And that's my number right there. And that's exactly how subtraction works. Like I said, through plenty of examples, this is going to be the hardest thing to remember. And you can kind of get messed up on it. But once it gets into your muscle memory, you're going to do just fine.